you need to promise somebody you're going to do something and then have them say, hey, why didn't you do that thing yet?
Yeah.
And that's how you get it done.
Exactly. Hey everyone, got a special guest with me today. This is Nicole.
Hi.
Nicole is one of my workmates at ConvertKit, and what is your background with masterminds, Nicole? How did you get into it all?
Yeah, my mastermind, my initial mastermind helped me find ConvertKit.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. I started in the small product online community through the Small Product Lab at Gumroad. And I met a bunch of people and we thought, hey, let's kind of get to know each other a little bit and hold each other accountable in our businesses. And so we all got together from all over the world, lots of different time zones. It was really awesome, and we're all beginners. So we got to share how we were getting started or learning, going through it. And one of them actually introduced me to ConvertKit.
There we go.
And then I started talking about, how I love my mastermind and what it shifted for me personally. And people wanted to learn more about it, how they could do it successfully for themselves. So then I started blogging about that specifically. I created a couple of products about it, and it resonates with people because they keep coming to it. Yeah.
And that's why I've invited Nicole to be here on my channel today, because I joined a mastermind group last year, maybe mid last year. I met a bunch of people at the YouTube space and we just decided to form this together. If you watch my vlogs, you might have seen them before. There are a bunch of other YouTubers get together once a month and talk about projects we're working on and get help with it. So I thought, having Nicole on my channel today, we could give some advice for someone to start their own mastermind, or how to find one and get value from it. Because I know it's definitely helped me push my projects forward.
You need to promise somebody you're going to do something and then have them say, hey, why didn't you do that thing yet?
Yeah.
And that's how you get it done.
Exactly. And I think that they're also really useful for bringing different ideas to the table as well. There was a lot that I did with the launch of my Patreon that I hadn't thought of myself until my mastermind group suggested it. And so I just think it's really good to bring in different ideas, and have a bunch of people who are gonna help you with your project, knowing that you're gonna return the favor with them.
Yeah, totally.
So how do you find a mastermind? What would you recommend? Yeah,
so I say pick one thing that's important to kind of keep in common, and then try to have as much different as possible.
Okay.
So for us, we're all beginners, but we had all different kinds of blogs and businesses.
Yeah.
You could do our goal is to make $1,000 a month or $10,000 a month, and everything else should be different.
Yeah.
You should have a variety of podcasters, bloggers, YouTubers. When you're talking about design, I think something you could do is maybe everyone is a freelancer, and then everything else is different, or maybe everybody specializes in marketing or app or product. And then everything else should be different. Finding people, there's just generally a very large community around any sort of important thing. I've seen people group up in comments on Facebook or comments on YouTube YouTube videos, or there's always different kinds of little pockets of things where you just kind of look for somebody who is approaching some idea that kind of resonates with you, and maybe it's the opposite of how you think and that's so different and that strikes you, or it's hey, that's really similar in my line of thinking, I want to get to know you a little bit more. It definitely takes, if you're kind of a nervous person about reaching out and meeting people, it definitely takes a little bit of bravery to see somebody and say, hey, I want to get to know you more, and then talk about intimate details about my business and have you share the same. But I think once you get past that, it is so worth it.
There's always communities online to reach out to people, and our Design Life community that I run with my podcast is a really good one for that. We've had a few mastermind groups start with as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really
that's so great.
Yeah, really great. Something we do in our mastermind to keep things on track, and I think keep it from being awkward with diving in and talking business when you're hanging out in a group of people that maybe you don't know that well, is we set time limits on things. So half an hour per person is what we do. So our mastermind meetings are 2 hours long because we have 4 people in the group. So yeah, it's half an hour to talk about your problem and get feedback on it. How do you run yours? What advice do you have there?
Yeah, I think I would say even stricter, 5 minutes for small chat, small talk, and then 5 minutes to go over goals, and then you focus on you can focus on one person for an entire meeting. They get a whole hour, or a couple people like you guys do. I think the time limit is important and you have to hold it to that. I think even having an agenda is really important, and then especially preparing is really important. So taking the time to like, what am I gonna get out of this if I only get 30 minutes?
Yeah.
How often do you guys meet?
We meet like once a month.
Okay, so you only get 30 minutes a month to talk about this, your problems with this group of people. You should definitely prepare and think about that your mastermind group only gets, or your other group mates only get 30 minutes too. Take time to prepare for them. So that's the way, because 30 minutes might sound long when you're getting started, but it goes by so fast. And you want to make sure to squeeze the value out of every second.
Have all your masterminds been via like video call? Any in-person ones?
Yes, I have never done an in-person mastermind. I've always done everything via video, and we work remotely, so I'm used to it. And I think it allows for more diversity in thought and experience. As much as I'd love to like go meet, you know, people in a coffee shop in Seattle every so often, I think there can be a lot of like similar thinking or similar strategies, you know, that I might not get as much out of it as I could if I'm talking to somebody that's in Europe, for example.
There we go. I like that, because I almost feel like gathering a group of people who are going to be good for a mastermind is easier to do when you've got the whole wide world, like the whole wide internet to find them in. Because it can be hard to find those people like in your specific space. I was really lucky that we were just at an event at the YouTube space, and these 3 people, we started talking about email marketing and like marketing strategy, and we were like, we should do this on a more formal basis.
We should talk more, That's
Any
awesome.
more advice you want to give for people who are new to masterminds, like getting started?
Yeah, I think it can be a little bit intimidating to be vulnerable, to open up. But once you kind of just take the leap and trust, you're gonna get so much more out of it. I think I've seen people feel that masterminds didn't help them because they were putting up a wall.
Right.
They were defensive, like taking on, you know, things and saying, oh, well, you know, I don't take feedback well, or something like that. I think once you're open and once you say, I'm gonna accept anything that somebody shares with me, the thing about it is like, you can accept any advice you want, you don't have to take it. All you have to do is hear it.
Yeah.
So the more you can do that, and the more you can share everything, then you get better insight, because you never know what somebody is going to know about. Even if like it's about design, like you could go in and have a day, like have a month where you're really just struggling, you're overwhelmed, you're not feeling creative. Like sharing that, you get to hear how other people deal with that too, and you get to know that they also deal with it too, because they do. So I think just going in with a really like open mind, open heart, and being able to receive feedback is really important.
Almost like you get out what you put in, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Thanks, Nicole.
Yeah.
Where can people go to find you online? And, you know.
Oh yeah, so you can go to NicoleSt.Germain.com. You'll find there I write a little bit about masterminds and how they can help you, how you can specifically prepare for your hot seat in a mastermind. That's what we call it, and then how you can really get more value out of it just by being present and really thinking about the structure. Cool. So yeah, NicoleSt.Germain.com.
Awesome. We'll link that down below in the description. And if anyone watching this feels like after seeing this they're really interested in starting mastermind, leave a comment down below, because I bet there'll be other people down there that maybe you could connect up with, you know? This could be the place that starts it all. Yeah. All right, thank you, Nicole.
Yeah, thank you.
Have a good day, everyone. Bye.